You're listening to the Rebel Scum podcast.
You are always scum. Rebel Scum.
From odds making to list rankings, we've got you covered. And don't forget to join us on Patreon for early access and exclusive content. Here are your hosts, Brock and James.
Brock, check out what I got for my birthday.
Yeah.
Have you seen this?
Oh, snap.
Star Wars.
Check out what I got for my birthday. It's upstairs.
Oh, nice shirt, though. I can't believe you have that shirt.
Yeah.
I can't. At one point, that was our number one seller.
Yeah, we have all these shirts.
That was our number one seller at one point. But you got me this. You were kind enough to
How
give
have
me
you
this.
taken a look in this?
In this book?
Yeah, I've never seen this before.
I had no idea this existed. I was kind of in shock and awe. I haven't had a chance to read it yet. I've looked through it like this, but I had like company all weekend.
Yeah, that's exactly what I did too. Yeah.
But actually, I just scrolled. Oh, hold on! I just scrolled to something cool, and it's Ralph McQuarrie original Chewie art, and you can see the Zeb influence in it right there. I don't know if you can.
I bet you.
Yeah.
Mm.
You bet me.
Yeah. Yeah. Your video's frozen, so I'm not quite sure what you.
Just talk.
Ah, there you are. What were you doing?
I said
cool
just
book. I was like, this is probably. Go ahead.
No, you talk.
Okay, like when I was flipping through it, I'm like, this is probably where all those little pieces of info that like of the movie stuff, like, oh, Warwick Davis did this and Anthony Daniels did that. I'm like, oh, this is probably where all those little things are like, how did they know about this that have now appeared on Instagram?
Yeah, actually, you're probably right. Oh, look at that. Coruscant is in it. The Manhattan of the Star Wars universe. Which is cool because obviously Coruscant wasn't in the original trilogy until the special editions. And actually, look, at the back here, they're showing them make the sets for them for the special editions, which is pretty cool. In there. That's awesome. So thank you for this. I'm going to definitely give it a read. Maybe tomorrow night when I have time. Also, have you seen this?
I refuse.
Nope, I'm wearing
You could have got one with our logo on it.
I could have, but this is what they said.
I'm eagerly awaiting my delivery from TeePublic. From the shirts I ordered in end of June, so but you know, it's been over a month. That's fine because you know COVID. But I got the sticker I ordered, and it's cool. It's like the Marvel, you know, on comic books back in the day, they had the Marvel thing at the top corner and then the faces of the characters. It's for X-Men. I'm like, yeah, and it's quality stickers, Jason.
All right, I think so. All right. Also, this weekend, July 31st, August 1st, 2nd, 3rd, is the weekend. August 3rd. Monday, Brock. Do you know what Monday is?
Oh,
no.
Civic?
Yes,
Civic.
it's Civic Holiday.
Is that what it's
But
called?
that's not the... No. It is the Rebel Scum podcast 4-year
Oh!
anniversary. Yeah.
On Monday, boom.
On Monday, I have spoken with T Public. We are going to be looking to get a sale that weekend, so keep your eyes and ears peeled for us to discuss that. So that should be a lot of fun. So we'll do a Rebel Scum 4-year anniversary discount on T Public. So get your masks, get your T-shirts, get your sweaters because fall's coming. Get your pants. I don't know what else they have. Get your wall art. Don't get our stuff in wall art. It's not, the resolution's not right. They always tie it. I'm like, no one's buying the wall art. So I'm just doing it for T-shirts and now masks. So yeah, you can get all that there. Discount code is coming up for this coming weekend, which reminds me, I should send them an email very soon to remind them to give us that email code, and we'll be sure to share that with all of you out there, all you scumbags out there. Oh, I got something else to show you.
I'm eagerly. Show it to me. What is it?
Saw Gerrera.
Oh yes, I brought you back.
Baby Anakin.
I was like, Daryl, take this.
And Maul. So I'm gonna. I bought this Anakin myself, right?
Yeah, I believe so.
Target exclusive. I'm gonna take him out of the box and put him with my other Anakins. Then I'll have 4 Anakins in total. Maul, I don't know if I'll take him out or not. He's pretty rad though. This one.
Yeah, that's why I was like, he probably wants it.
And Saw Gerrera, I kind of want to take this one out though, but he's awesome.
Yeah.
But Anakin, Target exclusive, I think you're going to have to come out of the box, buddy, because I don't care. But thank you for sending those with Daryl. Oh, and also my little Sum-Sums. Got Han, Jar Jar, Kylo. I have Darth Maul downstairs. I keep Darth Maul in the dining room, and I put him on a shelf. and Aaron's like, what? And I'm like, nothing. And then I'll put him on like a different shelf. She's like, yeah.
Yeah, you move him around just to see if she knows.
I do, and it takes. He's been on the one shelf now since the beginning of COVID.
4 months.
More than that. He's been there for a while. I think she noticed, and she's just given up. She's just like Maul's. Right. She's like Maul's staying. End of discussion. Speaking of Maul, there's a few things going on with Darth Maul right now. I don't know if you've heard all the fun stuff going on, but apparently, and I got this shirt also. Should I show the shirt?
Yeah, this one's awesome. I have it from Uniqlo. Yeah. It's a great shirt. It's shirts like that I just applaud Uniqlo and whoever's making these choices to like get artists to do this stuff.
So I saw that you had this shirt, and I was ticked off because I can't access a Uniqlo at all. And then Darth Ward got it for me for my birthday, and he had no idea that you had it because he doesn't pay attention to us. But I was like, yeah,
that's amazing.
I like it. I like it. That's all that counts.
So what's the news on Darth Maul? Because I haven't heard anything.
Okay, so the rumor is going around that Disney wants Darth Maul in possibly multiple shows on Disney Plus, possibly multiple shows.
Mm-hmm.
But the other thing that happened was the actor who portrays Darth Maul. Something last week happened with his Instagram where he showed an inappropriate act on. I didn't actually see it. I haven't actually seen it because first of all I don't want to. So the rumor is now, the word is that if any of that is true, Disney will be replacing Darth Maul, the actor, with Darth Maul, because I mean, look, it's cool that they brought him back, obviously, but if all of these accusations are true, let's say, because it's more than just that video, there's other things floating around as well. So if any of that's true, you got to replace him. And I mean, as great as it was that you get the actor back, when you got to make changes, you got to make changes. And they can, it's makeup and horns, right? You find a stuntman that can do the stunts, and maybe it won't have the same motion. Maybe you have to adapt it to new motion, which is what it is. But you can still have your Sam Witwer voicing them, so that half of the coin is still there. And also the other thing, speaking of Sam Witwer, apparently when they had the original in Solo, when they had the original actor come in to voice Maul, the actor from what's his name, Pete Safowitz.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was a great actor in his own right.
Yeah.
Did not care for the Phantom Menace at all. They asked him to come back, and he gladly did because money, 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 money. Right. But he came back. He voiced it. And apparently, Sam Witwer. I don't know if it was after he heard it or whatnot. He said, well, "I have to voice Maul. That's not Maul's voice."
Yeah.
And then his argument was, he goes, "I know this character. I've been playing him for 10 years."
It's true.
It is true. But I guess it's going on like some weird tangent. But what if? But we say that about like Ashley Eckstein not playing Ahsoka live action, like Rosario Dawson. Let's say he's doing it, but we're all fine with that. But Ashley Eckstein has been playing Ahsoka for longer than 10 years, so it's an interesting dynamic there. It's Is it different because one's a full physical and audible portrayal and one's just an audio portrayal, vocal portrayal?
I think it's different because we're looking at this like Star Wars. Like we've said this a million times before. Like it's just like Star Wars has just been like the original trilogy was just like an untouched thing for a very, very long time, which I know it's funny to say since it's been remastered so many times, but you know what I mean? It was this thing in cinema history that just here it is, and that was that. And then we get the prequels, and it's like, oh, that's cool. And then we get these really elaborate cartoons, and now we have the sequels. But compare it to anything DC or Marvel, none. I could be wrong, but I don't think any film heroes have voiced cartoon versions of them. You know what I mean? Like Batman the Animated Series is a perfect example. Like that's Kevin Conroy and Mark Hamill, Star Wars, voicing really good variations of Batman characters, but they've never portrayed the, I guess Kevin Conroy has been Bruce Wayne in that latest like crisis thing. But it doesn't count, right? So it's like, name your favorite Batman. What's his face? Michael Keaton.
George
Clooney.
Yay!
But you know what I mean? Like Michael Keaton, to my knowledge, has never voiced Batman in cartoon form. And I guess Adam West is the closest thing to doing it, but it was really just.
I feel like Star Wars, you had Poe Dameron came back and voiced Poe Dameron in Resistance.
True. There you go. Yeah.
Gwendolyn Christie for the first season, but not the second season, as far as I know. Yeah. And it was not Adam Driver as Kylo Ren either.
No.
And then you have Billy D. Williams in Rebels, but it's not Carrie Fisher in Rebels.
Exactly. So there, Carrie Fisher, like was she hadn't passed away by that point.
But her voice was definitely
not the same.
Very
yeah.
different,
So it's like we can. Well, I don't. Is anyone up in arms about this? Like, just you?
No,
okay.
God, no, not no. If in terms of Darth Maul, if the accusations are true, then replace Maul and get somebody. Like you replace Maul, and not to compare these two individuals, let's say, on the accusations, but the alleged stuff. But like Terrence Howard as War Machine, or Edward Norton as Hulk, and those two switched, and nobody missed the original actor.
Yeah.
Maybe they're not the best examples, but nobody missed the original actor. And I think with Maul, if the voice is there, and he has a double-bladed lightsaber, and his face is like that. Like here's the thing with Maul is Ray Park is 20 years older than he was when he did the Phantom Menace.
Yeah.
And when people saw him in Solo, they were thrown off because he looks different, right? He looks visibly different. So you can get somebody in there and just make them look however you want to make them look. And then maybe, like I said with those other actors, is we'll just adapt and we'll accept this new Maul as the Maul. Because right now we have Sam Witwer, Clone Wars, Sam Witwer, and then you have Phantom Menace for 35 seconds that we all fell in love with. And then you have Solo for 30 seconds, which we fell in love with. It's not like he has been Maul physically for that long.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like, how many episodes of Clone Wars is Maul in?
But he only did the mocap for the one, right?
Yeah.
So.
Oh, sorry, I meant more Sam Witwer. Like it's like he's like I've been Maul for 10 years. I'm like 10 years. Like it. I agree. He has been. He did it then. He started doing it this time, and then he's done the most recent was here. So yeah, that could be a 10-year stretch.
And I think he's probably worked closely. At first maybe not, but as time goes on, he's worked close with the story group to get to know the character and understand and develop where he's going and whatnot. The thing that's I think Maul. The one thing that's truly fascinating about Maul is we know how he dies. Like we know the end game for Maul. So now you have all the middle, and what's fascinating is Kira. Obviously, Kira comes in that area, and you're like, well, what's her purpose? Where does her future lie, and why does Maul leave her?
Yeah, no, you could make a series just on that alone. I think that could be really, really interesting. And like, oh God, what's Kira's name?
Kira.
No, her actual name.
Kira.
Amelia Clark.
Like,
I mean, Game of Thrones has been off the air for over a year now, almost 2 years.
Oh, I don't know.
But you know what I mean? Like, for a long time, anybody on Game of Thrones is like, we need to put these people in other shows. And it doesn't matter if the project's good or not. It's just like, they're on the biggest show right now. Let's put them in things.
Yep.
So,
I'm
all for it.
I don't know if you heard, but everyone's favorite actress, Brie Larson, she was on Animal Talking with Gary Whitta. The greatest thing to come out of quarantine.
Before you finish, I now have Animal Crossing as well. But anyways.
I was told not to get it. I got my Switch back. I've been playing so I lost all my save data.
Oh, shoot.
So I'm like, okay, Mario. I haven't beat Mario Odyssey yet. So I'm like, okay, I guess I'm going to have to get through these levels that I'm tired of. Because the thing is, when it was on demo at like stores and stuff, I would play that sand level. And they're like, look, you could be the Easter Island. And I'm like, I get it. And now I'm like, just get past this. So I'm getting past it. But I discovered like new things that I didn't know the first time. So that made it fun. But I've been playing that. But I was told not to get it. But I will, Brock. I will get Pokemon Snap.
Yeah,
Pokemon
I'm excited to hear more
Schnapps.
about that.
I will get that. We will share our pictures in the wild of Pokemon, because I can't play Pokemon Go anymore because I live in the woods, and the only places Pokemon are in the woods. Also, that thing was crushing my data. Holy moly!
Oh yeah, I'm hashtag blessed for my work phone.
Yeah, seriously. I have a lot of data. I have like almost 40 gigs, and I was like, "Woo, it's crushing." But anyway, Brie Larson was up for. She was on Animal Talking with Gary Whitta, and they were talking about whatever, and he was talking about how he's been heavily involved in Star Wars and blah blah. And she goes, "Oh yeah, you wrote a Star Wars," and he goes, "Yeah, Rogue One." She goes, "Oh yeah, I auditioned for that one, didn't get it." So she must have auditioned for everyone's thinking Jyn Erso. I was thinking Mon Mothma. She auditioned for Cassian Andor. But I joke. I don't think Cassian. I think Cassian and Jyn, whatever. But maybe she auditioned for a character that doesn't exist in the finished product. Maybe she auditioned for, a Chirrut Imwe type character or Bodhi Rook, or so. Who knows? I mean, Bodhi Rook could have that kind of character. If they found a female, they could have switched gender, no problem. I know Samuel L. Jackson once said, he's like, I'll audition for anything. He didn't care if it was male or female. He goes, if I like the role, I'm auditioning. I don't know if that's true anymore. I think he just walks in and he goes, I want this role, mother.
Yeah.
But anyway, Brie Larson, everyone's favorite Brie Larson, did not get the role. And she also auditioned for Terminator Genisys, Sarah Connor. And she didn't get that either. She lost out to Kira. So.
Yeah, I mean, so that was it. That's all she said. And they were like, haha. It's like.
Well, I mean, she was on. I haven't watched the whole thing of Animal Talking, but I followed Gary Whitta on thing. And it's the greatest show of all time. Like Danny Trejo's on it. He has his own segment, Danny's Diary. It's like a spin-off show. Yeah, it's a spin-off show. And they showed a clip. He's running. He goes, look at me, I'm so cute. And it's Danny Trejo. And it's him and Gary Winter just playing Animal Crossing. It's very, very brilliant, I think. But no, they were just talking, I think, shooting the poop, and that happened to be said.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe
Nice.
she'll play
That's
Maul.
Cool. That'd be awesome. She could be a Night Sister. That'd be cool too. I mean, would they cast her though? You know what I mean? Like she's too known. Not that matters, but you know what I mean? Like there does tend to be you don't give her a main role, or you don't put her in the movie and it's not a main role. You know what I mean? She's got that kind of clout that like, oh, I want to. I could be wrong.
Unless, and everyone, and people watching probably knows, you know how I love Scream. But in that first Scream movie, you put Drew Barrymore in that opening scene. Like, Drew Barrymore's like, oh my, like, you like, that, I think that's kind of lost in cinema now. I think because there are almost too many stars. And then, like I said, when I was watching that one movie on Prime a few months ago, I was like, they just throw celebrities in things because they can. And it's losing that luster of it, right? Like, because I've been rewatching Scream. I love the Scream movies. And I still think Scream 3 let us all know how Rise of Skywalker was going to play out. If you watch Randy's rant, he goes on. But that's something that's lost, is that celebrity. So she could play that kind of role where either they show up, they do something important, and then die, or they set the stage for something. I mean, look, Saw Gerrera, perfect example. That's the kind of character that she could play. Or she could play like what's Darth Maul's alien? Zabrak. Like she could play like something like that, just heavily makeup, and then at the end be like, "That was Brie Larson, sucker," and you're like, "She was my favorite character." Yeah.
They can hide big actors that just, a stormtrooper for all we know. Like, and I have a story about that.
I know that story because.
I know. I figured you would. But I don't know. I think they should stray away from these like known actors in these films, because it's like, I'm not gonna say it like the original didn't have known actors, but you know what I mean. Like, it was just like I think even a good actor, you put them in a movie and you're like, that's that person.
I was thinking about I also love the Die Hard movies, and I was thinking about like Bruce Willis, how he was on Moonstruck before that.
Yeah.
But he was like a nothing, right? And then he's on Moonstruck, then he's Die Hard, then he's like the star. And then I was thinking of other shows, and like these actors who become famous, they have to start somewhere. And it seems like now is like they kind of seem to come out of nowhere. Like, no offense to Chris Hemsworth, everyone loves Chris Hemsworth, but he's in Star Trek as Kirk's dad.
Yeah.
And then he's Thor.
Yeah.
Like, it's all about like the agents control everything, right? It's like he should not have been, like, if we think about it, he should not really have been Thor. Now, I do applaud them because I do like seeing the nobodies kind of get a chance, and then he became what he became, and it's fantastic and everything. But like I'm sure he did other stuff in Australia. But Loki, what's his name that played Loki? He was on a bunch of BBC shows, right? So he paid it. Like, there's something to be said about that too, where Star Wars with Mark Hamill and Carrie Fisher and to Harrison Ford to an extent, where it's like, grab somebody that we don't know, who's kind of popping up here and there, showing what they're made of. Daisy Ridley, good example. Boyega, good example. Okay, they've been doing it anyway, so what the hell am I talking about?
Yeah. So, I don't know. I like Brie Larson, so you can put her in anything. Anything.
All right.
Anything.
We'll put her on the second season of Ozark.
There's a third season.
And there's a fourth coming, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I can't wait to find out what happens between the Ozarks and the cartel. And that's not their name. That's the place. I don't know what their name. Their names are Jason Bateman Ozark and Laura Linney Ozark. And typical kids in TV shows, Ozarks.
Yeah.
And the Kansas City Mob. And I sleep during it still. It's fantastic.
Yeah.
A lot of actors from the Scrubs TV show make appearance on it. Not the main characters, but people that you don't know were on Scrubs, but I do. 2 of them.
2 of them.
So anyway, the other thing with Darth Maul is apparently one of the rumors flying around now, though, is that the Solo 2 will be happening, and it will be a Disney Plus series in some capacity. But what I'm reading is they're not sure if that has to do with the Maul stuff that we've been hearing, or if that's a separate thing, and they'll all kind of coincide with one another, which I think would be smart. But if Maul shows up in Solo 2, I don't really want Solo to meet Maul. Like Maul, I feel like is someone that shouldn't cross paths with Solo. And if they go to Solo 2 right away, do you bring in Jabba immediately? Like obviously that's where they're going at the end of that movie, but is it gonna be one of those certain scenarios where they're like, we're gonna go meet this gangster in Tatooine? All right. Oh, we need fuel. Let's stop there. And then it's like Mandalorian. They have to do like while they're trying to go to one place, they have to do all these little mini levels.
Yeah. I guess you could kind of put them in the shadows. Because I still think they need to do a story explaining the fallout of Kira and Han. Because, like, we assume that relationship is why he's so, like, aloof in the original trilogy, right? Because the character is there, but it's not quite. I don't know. Keep in mind, the original trilogy, George Lucas was trying to figure it out as he was going.
Well, now this
what
is,
I mean?
I know it's a dirty word, but it's retconning, and that's what all of this is. When you get to doing the prequel stuff, it's all retconning at that point. So which is fun. I don't know about you, Brock, but when these things happen, it doesn't really affect my view on the original stuff that I watched.
Yeah.
Sometimes it enhances it, sometimes, but I never, if it's something happens that I don't like, I'm not like, well, that's because it's just like, nah, you know what? That doesn't exist in my headcanon. I'm going to enjoy this movie on its own merits.
Yeah, exactly. So, yeah. I'm all for it. Maul, Kira, Solo 2, make it happen. Thank you. Good night.
Good night, and God bless.
God bless.
Trying to find the graphics. My program is not working very well right now. Shocking! Turn of events here. Join us on Patreon, patreon.com/RebelScumPodcast. And now it's time for Never Tell Me the Odds.
Never Tell Me the Odds. Brought to us by our Patreons.
Patreon.
I was going to say Heidi for executive producer Heidi Feder, Barry Brophy, Dennis Allen, Mary Kristen Aton, Jeff Wilson, Phil Staniforth, Janet Rubio, Rachel Alford, Sooner Thrawn, Rural Farm Boy, Austin Schur, Scott D, Andy Higgins, Josh Price, Mason Hope,
Matt W. Rez, Frank Perkins, Neil Lowry, D. Raven, Spencer, Gleek Play 1, Automated Joy, Disney Desi, Charlotte, Kayla Davis, Aaron Quinton, Jared Cocaine, Girls with Sabers, and the Den of Nerds.
Den of Nerds.
Great. Thank you all for your support. Really means a lot to us.
Yeah.
Hope you're enjoying. Hope you're enjoying Andrew's Patreon videos that he's been doing the last little while. It's great.
Yeah.
You and I are gonna start doing Patreon exclusive videos soon.
Yeah.
And we're just gonna read the Star Wars Insider. I'll give you a sneak peek of episode 1. Chewbacca. At last, we have the mighty Chewbacca. Peter Mayhew, the 7'4" actor who brought life to everyone's favorite Wookiee co-pilot, keeps a busy schedule for someone whose best-known work hit screens 25 years ago. While he was recently in Seattle, he shared some thoughts about life and big feet with Star Wars Insider.
I wonder if you can go back through the archives of Star Wars Insider, see if they asked all these actors the exact same questions over and over and over again. You know what I mean? Like not
And the
on a
answers are
monthly basis, but like maybe 5 or 10 years apart.
like so different. This book is from 2019.
Cool.
2019. Yeah, I've never seen it. It's awesome.
Yeah, no, I was like, what is this?
Odds of Maul appearing in multiple shows. That's the rumor going around. But what would these multiple shows being? Obviously, The Mandalorian. Oh, wait. Flashbacks. He could appear in The Mandalorian. He could appear in Obi-Wan. I don't think that would make sense, but he could appear in Obi-Wan. And he could appear in Cassian Andor. And he could appear in a named Star Wars show.
Gonna go like 99%.
Wow.
I don't know. It just feels like they're pushing it so much for. It's like they're not the stuff that like they're building with all this Maul stuff. It's little touches of Maul, and it's like, oh, are we gonna get more at some point? You know what I mean? Like it's like they were good episodes, but did we really need a showdown between Ahsoka and Maul? Was it great? Yes, but like.
I'm going to go 70%. If you got Maul, you use Maul. Because I think Vader's been... I love Vader to death, but he's been exhausted.
Yeah.
I still say you go back to Vader eventually. But not now. You build your lore around Maul right now. Because you put him... I mean, obviously, a huge part of the ending of Clone Wars and Solo. You don't end a movie like that unless you continue that. And that right now for me, I love Solo, but that is a black spot on that movie because there's no follow up to that, right? We know how he dies, so that chunk, and I think you need that, and you could do that over multiple shows. He doesn't need to be the lead in anything. I think Maul will work best if he's not the lead. That comic book run that they had recently, a few years ago, proved it. The Son of Dathomir is great though. The next are the odds of Saw Gerrera appearing on the Obi-Wan Kenobi show.
I don't hate it. I think they should bring Saw back in some form. Which I guess they have done a fair amount of times.
Yeah.
I'm going to go like 30%.
I love it. They're like, hey, Forrest Whitaker, you want to do starts and say no more.
Yeah.
Where's that paycheck? Back it up. Right there. Put the money right there. Yeah, I'll do it. I got a microphone in my house. We're good. I'm going to go full Brock on it. I don't think he will because I think they're separate, but also, I mean, you got him. You got Forrest Whitaker. We all know who he is. He's kind of like the rogue nutball. He could be fun with someone like Obi-Wan Kenobi. Fun to team up. And finally, our last the odds of Cal Kestis appearing on a Disney Plus series. Will Cal Kestis appear on a Disney Plus series?
See, that's a way to bring Saw Gerrera back. Because if you make basically the movie version of Jedi Fallen Order, Saw's in it and he's kind of important. So, like, you put him in there. And I think... I love that we talk about movies on a regular basis and still I blank on names. Forrest Whitaker plays Saw Gerrera. I think he could, maybe make up him to look age appropriate for what the game was, because I think he's not exactly crazy yet, or he's not as beaten up machine wise. So I think Forrest Whitaker can still do it. I love it. I was thinking about it because I think there's a slight mention of Fallen Order in Hollow News, so I was like, they should make that into a movie.
I still haven't beat it, but I will.
Yeah.
See, if it was handheld like the Switch, I probably would play it more.
Oh, absolutely.
But I can't. And that is this week's Never Tell Me the Odds. Are you ready for the news?
You know it.
Here we go. It's time for Hollow News.
Here we go again. It's time for news, the Hollow News.
This is the remix of Hollow News. Hollow News. Take it, Brock. My mic is on.
You just turn off the mic. Hollow News, the news you need to know right now. Hey, guess what? Carl Urban was in Rise of Skywalker. In an interview recently, Urban let it be known that he was in Rise of Skywalker since he is close friends with J.J. Abrams. I forget what movie he was in. That they have this relationship. Anyways, Star Trek. We were talking about it earlier. He was put in a stormtrooper uniform when he was visiting the set, and he had a couple lines. One kind of hinting at which stormtrooper it was. He is one of the stormtroopers in the hall that sees the Knights of Ren. He's like, "What are the Knights of Ren doing here?" I can't remember what the line is, but you know exactly what I'm talking about. He is one of them, and he actually says Knights of Ren. So go back and watch Rise of Skywalker on Disney Plus, and that is Carl Urban. Fun stuff. Charles Soule, who is the writer of the High Republic. I forget which his book is called, but it's the first one that's going to come out for the High Republic series. Had an interview and told StarWars.com that the San Tekka clan will have a lot of power in the old galaxy, representing another power player next to the Jedi. Once, his quote was, "Once just a family of hardscrabble hyperspace prospectors seeking valuable routes in the outer reaches of the galaxy, the San Tekka clan has become a dynasty at the forefront of technologies and techniques that let Chancellor Lina So's Great Galactic Republic continue to expand safely to new areas. Overseen by scions Marlin and Velis San Tekka, the clan operates in close conjunction with the Republic and becomes crucial to its response to the Great Disaster. But the San Tekkas have a secret. Their rise did not come without a cost." So yeah, I'm excited for this book. I am absolutely going to read it. Very, very cool that we're hearing a name we're familiar with. I think this was kind of announced, but I've never heard this quote. So yeah, something to look forward to this Christmas. When is it coming out again, James? Christmas? I think so. And if you got an Oculus Rift, well, guess what? There's a new Star Wars game coming out. I believe we reported on this before, but Star Wars Tales from the Galaxy's Edge will be releasing for the Oculus Rift, a VR game, or perhaps it's all across the VR platforms. If you want to check out a featurette, it's now up on StarWars.com, where it has a feature showing Bobby Moynihan will star as Caesar Slack, a bartender with a penchant for storytelling who is essential to the story. He will be joined by Deborah Wilson of Mad TV fame and also one of the main characters in Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. Joining the cast as Tara Rasheen, a determined Quarren pirate who leads a cell of Guavian Death Gang operatives on Batuu. And she runs a tight ship, literally and figuratively, Wilson says. So yeah, the story centers around you play a droid repair technician who crash lands on Batuu after a pirate attack. And then in typical Star Wars fashion, you quickly get swept up into a grand adventure on the outskirts of Black Spire Outpost. So this will give you a whole immersive experience of almost being at the Disney park, but going a little bit more deeper because you're really in these places. And it looks pretty awesome. I do not own a VR thing, but I would love to check it out. The company behind this is, where is it here? ILM X Lab, part of Lucasfilm, which also created Vader Immortal. I forget what it's called, but they know VR, Star Wars, so it looks like it's going to be a great show, a great game. Yeah, I really want to try it out. So if you can get me a VR headset, that would be great. And this has been your Hollow News.
Hello, top five.
Top 5.
Everyone's favorite top 5. Today's top 5 is brought to you by Top 5. It's top 5 Ewoks. Because I like Ewoks. You like Ewoks?
I love Ewoks.
Oh, I'm writing my top 5. All right, top 5 Ewoks, because Ewoks are the greatest thing to happen to Star Wars since either the Star or the Wars, whatever came first. Aaron just shouted up the stairs, Wicket.
I like when before we start recording, you go downstairs and I inevitably hear her voice. I can't hear what she's saying. I was like,
or it's the internet. If you watch the first part of the show, the first like 10 minutes, it's just us not having a conversation together because the internet died. And then I've been tethering from my phone, so my data will go over for sure. All right, my number 5 is the greatest Ewok of all time, Tebow.
Now, James, we've done this before.
Yeah, I know, but my mind's changed because there's a new Ewok in the equation, so suck it.
Suck. Oh, there's a new one.
Oh, yeah.
In
Since we did it last, there's a new Ewok.
My number 5 is going to be Pikpa, which is the Ewok that's in Han Solo Last Shot, the novel, who is actually in Return of the Jedi. Here's a picture. Boom. But it's a character. It's just a background character Ewok, but is the hacker Ewok that they enlist for this mission that Lando and Han go on. And I'm like, I'm gonna put it in the list. It's cool. Pikpa doesn't speak Galactic Basic, so like I think Lando can understand Ewok or something like that. So they're just talking back and forth. I love that detail.
Sequel trilogy missed opportunities.
Exactly. Pikpa.
Pikpa. My number 4, similar, Princess Nisa.
Nice.
We are the Ewoks.
Fun fact about my list this time, Wicket's not on it. What?
Your list is wrong.
My number 4 is unidentified Ewok Jedi. You've seen this picture. It's the Ewok with the lightsaber that's jumping on an enemy and looks out of the trees. I looked this up. It's actually from a book called Geonosis and the Outer Rim Worlds. Have you ever heard of this book, James?
Nope.
It's apparently from it. It's not just some like deviant art that someone posted on it was actually a picture in the thing. So yeah, that's cool. And I looked it up on Wikipedia. It's like they're like, if you type in Ewok Jedi, it brings you to an article where it's just like all the Jedis by like races in Star Wars, and we go to Ewok. There's like 7 Force sensitive Ewok. What?
I just don't think that makes any sense with what we know. Like anyway, whatever.
Yeah.
Escapades, buddy. Highlight of my life.
And now we can't monetize this.
Number 3, Pommet. Pommet. Do you know who Pommet is?
I feel like I do, but because I was looking at Ewok names. But tell me, who's Pommet?
Pommet is Wicket's son.
Oh, yes. Okay, yeah.
Wicket's son, Pommet, a.k.a. the best new Ewok that we've got.
I was wondering who the new Ewok was. Have you heard of this Kevin the Ewok that's on like the Star Wars show?
No.
Apparently, the Star Wars show had Kevin the Ewok, which the internet tends to confuse with Kevin Townsend or something, which was one of the actors that did portray an actual Ewok in like all the Ewok movies, and then Return of the Jedi. I forget what name it is. He has an actual name, but I guess they had a character, and now Jedi Temple Challenge in like the 5th episode, they mention an Ewok that's actually a like callback to whatever Kevin the Ewok is. So if you're listening and know what we're talking about, please, or know what if that is a thing, please let us know. My number 3 is Deej, because it's a fun name and it's Wicket's father. And I think I'd argue looks way better in the cartoon than in the movie.
Yes. Most of them do.
Yeah.
My number 2, Chief Chirpa. Chief Chirpa because of his little hat.
My number 2 is gonna be Princess Nisa because pink hood. I don't know, and it's different hood colors than we're used to. What's your number 1?
Wicked.
Mine's gonna be Tebow. He's got stripes.
How do you not have Wicked on your list?
Because it's obvious.
That's the point of the list.
Mm.
We could do top 5 Ewoks excluding Wicked next time. Wicked's the best. Wicked is probably the number 3 best Star Wars character of all time.
Probably.
You're laughing. Number 1, C2B5, Porg, Wicked.
C2B5.
I still I can see him, and he's not in the. No one can see him here, but I can see him in your bottom corner, and I'm like,
yeah,
best Funko of all time. I have his Elite series also. He weighs 17 pounds. It's just pure metal.
Yeah,
it's awesome though. That's our show this week.
This is all the Star Wars we could find for you.
This is the rhythm of the night. Now we really can't monetize. Oh, also we were having some issues with SoundCloud. The last little while.
Oh, really?
Yeah, up to 170 is on SoundCloud, but we'll have it all. We'll have all the next 9 will go up within the next couple of weeks, so you can listen to us in our entirety on SoundCloud very soon. I just switched to our SoundCloud page on the screen so no one can see your face. All right. Anything else you want to say?
No. Stay tuned for our TeePublic code.
Yeah.
We get it soon. Because TeePublic, great website. Can't wait for my shirts to come in the mail. Now that there's a code, I might have to buy more shirts.
Yeah, code coming this weekend. We'll let you know. It'll be on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. We'll put that code up for everybody to check it out.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks for watching, everybody. 179. It means a lot to us, except for Brock, because he was always scum.
Oh, Rebel Scum.
Hey scumbags, thanks for watching. Don't forget to give us a thumbs up on our video. As always, please subscribe to our YouTube channel, Rebel Scum Podcast, for all the latest videos.